Right, here we are then, 2021, a race season that's going to be just like every other. It's going to be entertaining, it's going to be fast, and when this man's involved, it's going to be, oh boy, hold on tight. Kev Slyfield, we're back once again, back with the Blown Bird. How are things going? Bit of a weird year for you last year, because obviously with the engine problems at the end, but how are we looking for this year?
Yeah, we basically blew an engine up at the end of last year, which was not ideal obviously, and sent it away to be rebuilt. Came back, we put a different camshaft in it, basically giving us a little bit more lift on the camshaft. We've refurbished the blower, put new inserts in the blower from Mike Janis, who's done a bit more development on the supercharger, so we've changed that, and that's pretty much it, to be fair.
Yeah. Now then, it was such a great build up for you, because the amount of times that this car was going 6-0, 6-0, and it was getting closer and closer and closer, and I was fortunate enough to be in the tower when the team cracked into that 5.9 second zone. Your crew chief James was bouncing around like a kangaroo on speed down on the start line, but oh yeah, it was incredible. You've seen the video clips, but to finally get the car into the fives, that must have been a euphoria moment.
Yeah, it is a massive deal getting a door car into the fives for anybody, doesn't matter who it is. I mean, I know in the States they're, that's old hat, but in this country it's a big deal. With the budget we run with, it was fantastic. And it didn't happen overnight. Obviously, it was a long, hard haul. 5-6 years trying to get there, chipping away, and yeah, we did it. And when you do it, then all of a sudden it becomes not easy, but it's almost, if you don't run a 5, it's a disappointment. So it's a bit of a strange thing.
Well, you say it's not a disappointment. I mean, we've got a lot of 5-second pro mods in the UK now as well, let's not forget that. But even last year, it was a pass, you just went 6 flat as if it was straight off the trailer. I mean, you guys certainly hadn't forgot to do anything, even though you weren't in full-blown pro mod last year.
No, but we've just literally been chipping away at it. Little tiny changes, little tweaks with the fuel system, ignition, with the car itself, the way it's set up. Not doing too many changes at once, just trying to do small little changes, and hopefully those little changes make a little difference. And all those little differences gradually make a big difference.
Now then, we know the Blown Bird, obviously it's your current ride as such, but for Thunderbird, not many of these around at all, let alone running in Pro Mod. No,
well, the body shape is not ideal for the aerodynamics. Everybody tends to run the newer style body now for the aerodynamics, but to me it's all about show, and so the older body styles are just a little bit different, so they're not ideal for racing, but hey ho.
Well, you've never been one for using the ideal car for racing. Let's just go back to the car before the Blown Bird, that outrageous Willis that you had. I mean, my goodness me, what a show car that was. I mean, that was your first pro mod car, wasn't it?
Yeah. We started building that car not to run in pro mod, actually to run in super pro. And then the MSA deal came along, and Andy Robinson phoned me and said, "There's a MSA deal on, on the cards. If we get enough cars, would you, entertain entering in pro mod?" And I said, "Why not? Go for it." So, and the car was never ideal for pro mod, but it was good fun.
Now then, your drag racing story, we know about the Blown Bird, we know about the Willis, but what was before that?
My very first car was a Dodge Charger, 68 Dodge Charger. I ran in Sportsman ET for a while. It was running 13s, and it was a lovely car. It was a beautiful car, and I didn't want to mess it about because it was a nice car. So then I bought the Belvedere, which had been played with a little bit, and that just enabled me to go a little bit quicker. And then I ran in Sportsman ET for a while in that, and we were running 12 seconds in that, and I started putting more and more nitrous oxide into it, and it started getting, and I ran into the 10s eventually with that, and then the Willis came along, so yeah, I did a deal, sold the Belvedere and bought the Willis. So.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Now the Willis, shall we say, was your entertainment car, because that car did fight you a fair bit. Let's just say it didn't always go straight, did it?
No, it didn't always go straight. It mainly went up in the air, to be honest. But it was everything. It was just the fact that the car was a little bit difficult anyway, plus we were new to this amount of horsepower, so we didn't really know what we were doing. But you know, the learning curve was there, and then gradually we chipped away at it, and we got it to run. I think 6:52 was our fastest in it. I think something like that. Yeah. And as I say, I think now if I had that car set up as it was then, we could probably get that to run 6.3, something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we can take the engine out of this, let Tony borrow it and see what it will do, couldn't you?
Well, Tony's doing all right with it.
Yeah.
You know, he's only just started using it, and he's getting there. So.
Yeah. No, I've just seen actually the team working on the car there, James and Tony working away there. How long have the crew been with you?
Well, ever since I started, really. My brother-in-law Brian, he's been with me from the Willis days. James has been with me from the Willis days, and then gradually they're just friends and family, basically, just coming in. But most of the hardcore crew has been with me probably 10 years now. So yeah,
it's good to have the support. All the way
you can't do it. I mean, it is a massive thing again, having the right people with you to help you, because you can't do it on your own. There's no way you can do it, and you've got to have the support of your family. You can't do it without the support of your family. My wife comes along to every meeting. She's a massive help.
Yeah.
So it's just a whole team. You've got to have a real close-knit team.
Yeah. In your racing, obviously you've been doing this a long time now, but is there a standout moment that sticks in your mind as your absolute favourite part of racing?
Probably that running that first five, to be honest. Yeah, I remember getting to the top end, and I knew it was a good run. And I heard James over the radio shouted at me, and he said, I heard him say 5 something, but I thought he said a 5.6 or something. I thought, what? Can't be right. But yeah, I knew it was a 5, and I was, it was fantastic. I mean, Angie got me, she got me out of the car, and I was whooping and hollering and screaming and shouting, and I think it came over she had a mic on, and she said, I've got to shut my mic off at the moment, there's too much swearing going.
Now going forward, obviously the team are getting the car ready for racing for this weekend, but what's the aim this year? What would be the ambition? Obviously championships are going to be a little bit different this year, but what would be the aim this year?
Just to keep chipping away at those times. I mean, and try not to blow it up, basically. I'm very low budget. I can't afford to be breaking stuff all the time. I've got nobody. I've got no sponsors on board, only my own company, so I pay for it all myself, and it's tough sometimes. And so really just to keep small little steps, try not to hurt it too much, and just have fun.